Hello everyone, welcome to this episode of IPPFA TV. IPPFA TV is an outreach arm of the Illinois Public Pension Fund Association. We are a organization that supports the operation of the individual municipal police and fire pension funds throughout the state. My name is Dan Ryan. I am a project coordinator here at IPPFA. And I've retired out of careers as a municipal finance director, a union pension administrator, and am a long-term trustee at the Skokie Police Pension Fund. Today's module is on the suburban and downstate fire pension benefits under Tier 1. We do have two tiers in Illinois. If you have Article 4 Downstate Fire Pension Service prior to January 1, 2011, you are in Tier 1, and that is the subject of our discussion today. We'll get right to work with slide number 1. What is a pension? A pension is a fixed monthly payment that replaces income that is lost due to age, disability, or death. Right? Seems kind of basic, but that's what a pension is. A pension benefit for retired firefighters outside of Chicago and small towns is established under Article 4 of the Illinois Pension Code and is referred to as the Downstate Fire Pension System. So if you are a firefighter in Carbondale or Springfield, you are truly downstate, but even if you are in the metro ring of Chicago or in Antioch or North Chicago up on the Wisconsin border, you are considered to be a downstate firefighter. Slide number 2 shows our pension formula under Tier 1. If you attain age 50, 20 years of service, the pension is 2.5% of salary times your years of service times salary times final pay for a maximum of 75% of pay at 30 years. And the salary is the salary attached to the rank at the time of retirement, essentially your final pay. I have two examples. The first person had 30 years of service and a salary of $90,000 or $7,500 a month. So it's 2.5% times 30 times $7,500 equals a pension of $5,625 a month. The next individual had 26 years of service, so he's getting a pension of 65% of pay, $4,875 a month. There is a pension formula for individuals who have less than 20 years of service. It's spelled out in the pension code. It's not a uniform number of years times a uniform percentage. But if you have between 10 and 19 years of service and you separate, you do have a scheduled benefit payable to you. It begins at age 60. For example, there is 10 years of service, it's 15% of final salary. At 15 years of service, it's 30% of salary. So if you're an individual who does leave service prior to having 20 years, please make sure that before you take your contributions out, you check to see what benefits would be payable to you at age 60. Looking at slide number 3, we see that there are increases in pensions, sometimes called a cost of living adjustment under Tier 1. If you retire before age 55, at age 55, the pensioner receives a 3% increase for each year that the retiree has been in receipt of pension, and then an additional 3% compounded each January 1st thereafter. If the individual retired on or after age 55, 3% is paid after 1 year of retirement and each January 1st after that. On slide number 4, we move to disability benefits. Disability benefits are the same for both tiers. For a non-duty related condition, benefits are 50% of salary if the member had at least 7 years of service. For duty-related conditions, benefits are 65% of salary, or the pension that was earned by virtue of years of service, if that would be higher than 65%. Also, there's a small stipend for children of duty-related disabled firefighters. Occupational disease conditions merit duty-related consideration in the pension system for disability, such as heart disease, stroke, lung disease, and certain cancers. Fire pension boards must follow a statutory process in evaluating a disability pension application. This takes time, so if you're in this situation, please be patient. On slide number 5, we take a look at payments to survivors under Tier 1. A surviving spouse of a service or disability retiree continues to receive the monthly pension that was being paid. The surviving spouse of an active firefighter who dies in the line of duty is entitled to 100% of pay. And a surviving spouse of an active firefighter who dies not in the line of duty receives a pension the firefighter would have earned, or 54% of pay, whichever is higher. Who are the eligible survivors for these benefits? A surviving spouse. Gender is irrelevant. For fire retirees, you must have been married at the time of retirement for a surviving spouse to be eligible. Or a surviving spouse who marries a firefighter after the date of separation from active service may potentially receive a surviving spouse benefit if the parties have been married for more than 1 year prior to the date of death. If there's no surviving spouse, natural or legally adopted children up to age 18, handicapped children of any age, or dependent parents may substitute for the surviving spouse. For Tier 1 survivors, there are no annual increases in the pension code. Once a survivor goes on the pension rolls, that amount is fixed. However, the state from time to time has set minimum pension amounts, increases in the minimum pension amount, and that sometimes results in an increase in benefit to a surviving spouse. On slide number 6, we have some information on employee contributions. Tier 1 and Tier 2 members each pay 9.455% of pensionable salary into the fund each payday. These contributions are often tax exempt under a provision known as employer pickup. It's not really a payment by the employer, but it's an allowable tax saving mechanism. These contributions are refundable, or they can be rolled over into an IRA for employees who separate service early and do not retire. Contributions from the paycheck help fund the system and are an important part of the total financial finance plan for your fire pension fund. Don't believe criticisms that public employees only pay for 5% of their pension or only get their money back in a year and a half or other such nonsense. When you're given proper earnings credit, investment earnings credit for your contributions, which you make your first payday through the rest of your career, it's safe to assume that you're going to pay a third or more of your own pension through payroll contributions. The system allows for reciprocity between Article 4 funds. An individual can have a fire pension from a community where he worked but didn't have vesting time in if they transfer to another Article 4 fund. Fire funds use the concept of reciprocity. Your credit stays with each pension system. Just by contrast, police pension funds in Illinois use the concept of portability, where your service and your money transfer from one fund to another. Fire reciprocity is a little complicated. It's best explained through an example. So on slide 7, the following slide after that, we see a reciprocity example. Robert has 4 years of service at the LeClaire Fire Protection District and 18 years at Ashton Fire Protection District. It's a total of 22 years. To effectuate reciprocity, Robert owes LeClaire a return of his contributions plus 6% interest if he took a refund. And he also owes 1% in additional contributions on his pay at LeClaire plus interest. He also owes Ashton Fire Protection District 1% of pay in additional contributions. At retirement, he receives a pension from LeClaire based on his years of service and his final salary there. And he receives a pension from Ashton using his final salary there and combined service from all funds, minus the pension that was paid by LeClaire. Like I said, that's a lot, so we'll continue on slide 8 to show how that works. Robert's pension from LeClaire is 4 years times 2.5% times a $3,500 monthly salary, $350. His pension from Ashton is 22 years, his total service in both plans, times 2.5%, times $6,500, his final salary at Ashton, minus the $350 that LeClaire is paying, for a total of $3,225, a total pension of $3,575. That total pension of $3,575 is his full years of service times his highest pay at the highest paid fund. So this reciprocity system does work very well. It gives the individual credit for both locations. It splits the payments between the first fund and the second fund. Reciprocity does have some notice requirements. You've got to notify everybody that you're going to take advantage of reciprocity within time limits. Please check with your pension board as to those requirements. Just a quick comment on how Article 4 pension funds operate. They're governed by state law, Article 4 of the Illinois Pension Code, and a local board, which is made up of 2 active firefighters elected by the actives, a retired firefighter elected by the retiree, and 2 citizens appointed by the city, village, or the fire protection district. The Illinois Department of Insurance acts as your regulator. You can visit their website for information on public pensions, on your own fund, and on other funds. It's important to keep your member data up to date at the fire pension system. Your application, your birth certificate, marriage information, divorce, birth of children, adoption of children. All of this information could be needed quickly in the event of an unexpected disability or line of duty death, and having it resident at the pension fund is going to be a big help. In addition, the state of Illinois examiners from the Department of Insurance or the Consolidated Pension Fund investment funds will be looking for this information on an examination, so help your fund stay ahead of that. There's a lot of players in pension management. There's the city or village or fire protection district. Your fund may have an actuary, an attorney. There's the Illinois Firefighters Pension Investment Fund that invests our pension money. Your fund also may have an accountant or an administrative service company to help manage the fund and make payments. Understand who they are and understand the help that they can give you if you need it. On slide number 9, we have a couple of bullets on additional information. Our IPPFA retirement guide is a book. It includes expanded information on your fire pension fund, also information for the police officers, Social Security, deferred compensation, and healthcare, retirement healthcare financing. A great one-stop source for information on your retirement income. It's available on Amazon or a bulk purchase through our office. I think you should also consider attending a local fire pension meeting and stay up to date on pension matters. In closing, I'd like to thank you for your attention today, your support of the Illinois Public Pension Fund Association, and always importantly, your personal and career commitment to the safety of others. Thank you.